Hey everyone, my name is Nick. Today we're working on a 2003 Lincoln Town Car. Problem is that the cooling fan is always on this car, regardless of the air conditioning status or the engine coolant temperature. It's always running. And the other problem it has is whenever you start the car up or put it key on engine off, you get 4 random dings, and there's no rhyme or reason why. There's nothing indicating an issue on the dash, but it's kind of puzzling what it is. So today I'm going to show you how flashing the PCM with the latest revision from Ford actually fixes both of those problems. Early model 2003s, where they started producing them around February of 2002, all the way through, I believe it was April, all of those cars have a 4 ding output coming from the dash. There's no reason why. I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason it does. And a lot of them also have the cooling fan always running in that instant. So I'm going to demonstrate here in just a moment the ding sound you get, and also show you on the dash that air conditioning will be off, engine is stone cold, and the cooling fan will be on. So just a minute and I'll show you. Okay, so have the key, pop it in the ignition. Pretty weird. Why is it dinging? There's no fault. None of those faults will give you a 4 dinger sound. The door ajar will do that, but you'll get 1 ding. So pretty weird. Anyways, I'm going to fire it up. As you can see, it's stone cold. As you can see here, the cooling fan, unfortunately, flash is not on. As you can see here, it's spinning away. The engine's cold. Why is that on? So, anyways, I'm going to show you how you fix that. So, let's go back into this car and access Ford. Okay, so we're loading up Ford's own software here. And I'll tell it, no, it is not that session. It's from another vehicle I was fixing for a customer. And Ford, wonderful software, gives you this ding sound every single time. So anyways, go up here. If I had a screen recorder, I would do that, but we'll just do this using the shaky phone setup. Go to the bottom, click next, warns you about typical stuff. Everything's of course kosher. I have my J-box from Autel hooked up. Everything on here is updated. Everything for that's updated. So it should be scanning in. What I didn't show you was the purchase of the license for 2 days from Ford to be able to do this. I'll show you in another video, but it's simple. You're essentially buying the access from Helm. And when you get that access from Helm, you are then able to do whatever you need to. So I'll go ahead and click yes. You'll note it's gathering data, and you have a good Wi-Fi signal. Under the hood, I do have my battery maintainer hooked up, so there's not a chance of low voltage issues on this car while going through this programming. You'll note right now the yes is selected, but it's not like proceeding ahead, so don't worry about that. It's just, again, it's doing a test to gather data on it. You might notice some features and functions running. That's just normal Ford stuff. If you look down here, lights are blinking away. All right, so you can see that it's confirming. This is the VIN. This is the, if I had an RO to enter, I would, but I don't. And the mileage, which it oddly shows in kilometers, even though this is a program for US market vehicles and Canadian, but it defaults to kilometers, but that's okay. So click yes. Now you can see my VIN. So we'll go ahead and go to the toolbox at the top, select module programming, click the check at the bottom right. So next I will go to module reprogramming, and I'll go to PCM, and I'll click down here, check. And yeah, it's fine. So the later calibration is available. I'm going to take a screenshot of that because I would like to know one day, what are all the revisions they made and where did they fix them? So I happen to have two 2003 models, and one of them already has the latest and greatest when it arrived, when I bought it. So somebody else had done that. But anyways, later calibration. Yes, I do want it. Yes, the battery is in good condition. Everything's off, including, as I should have had the headlights off. Now they are. It's recommended you carry out a self-test to identify, well, there aren't any, so no, don't worry about it. Put the key in the off position. So now you get to listen to the wonderful Ford chime. You follow the instructions. Turn the ignition switch on. And you'll note, as soon as it went on, it went ahead and downloaded data. Interesting, it only did one ding this time already. While it's programming, you're going to notice your right-hand screen goes to all dashes. Don't worry about it. That is normal, standard operating procedure. Over here, you get an error. Yay, this is a great start. Let's try again. It's such a glitchy system. You'd think it would be a lot more foolproof. Interesting. I had this problem yesterday, or 2 days ago, on a customer's car where it failed the first time and then it started working the second time. I have no idea. Have no fear. So we'll let this run its course, and hopefully it will finish up here in a moment. I'll bring you back when it is. I'll make a quick note here while doing this. The requirements for using Ford's software, which is on 2017 and older vehicles, so 1996 to 2017, you can use Ford's FJDS software to do module configuration, reprogramming, and that's what Ford's software allows you to do. To do that, though, you're going to need the so-called J-Box, as you'll hear in the world, the J2534 programming device. This is something that you can pay for. In instances where I'm working on a customer's car, all I do is I pay $50, it's their cost, and gives me 2 days of access. So it's kind of handy. You can pay up more and get other windows of time available. I believe you can buy it by a month, a year. Lots of different options are available. Anyways, set ignition switch on. I just did that. It dings. I'll hold position for a moment. Turn it back off. Now the cluster is back to 0, 0. Also good to know I have a full tank of gas in here. Calibration has been loaded and checked. Check. We did not use a diesel 6-liter. If you required blah blah blah, we don't care, because it's not required for vehicle serviced in North America, which is where we are located. Plus, I'm not a dealer, so I don't care. Start engine. Do not depress the throttle pedal, because this isn't 1965. We don't need to pump the throttle, because, well, it does 0, except open the throttle body. Fire it up. Let's go see if the fan is running under the hood. Nothing. In case you don't believe me. That is great. Yeah, that's great. All right, so turn that off. Ignition switch off. check. Ignition switch on. Single ding because the door's open. Perfect. It's responding exactly how it should be. I don't know what fault codes it could be clearing, but sure, go for it. Which I believe, if we go to Motorcraft Service, we'll take a look while this is doing its stuff. Motorcraft Service. And select, apparently, increased font size because I can't click. English. And go up here, software, FJDS. And apparently I didn't click it correctly. That's cool. Let's try that again. There we go. There's the abilities. Notice purchase software. You can go down here, click here to see there's your information for access. And since I'm using FJDS for a couple days, that's all I really need. Tons of info on here about what you would use maybe IDS for versus FJDS versus FDRS. Just note that IDS is something that you would use with Ford's in-house tools, whereas I'm using a outsider box which allows the proper communication within the Ford network of vehicles. And this is the FDRS, which is for 2018 and newer vehicles. There's the chart. Let's go back and check on status here. Set ignition switch off. Hit the check. A ding from there. And that was it. Job is done. So let's shut that nonsense up. You saw what was involved there. It's a relatively simple process. It's not difficult to do. If you happen to have a laptop, you have a J-Box, or you have a friend maybe that can loan you theirs, this is a job you can do on your own. You don't have to go pay somebody at a dealer to do this for an hour of their time. Of course, it's not free. You do have to pay for the ability to do this. Keep that in mind. It's not free. I like to fix any one of these that I come across because having your cooling fan run constantly means the cooling fan's going to run out sooner. It doesn't need to run unless it's commanded to, not always running. But enough blabbing. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care. See ya.